Hello everyone and welcome back to the Felix Smart Studio here in beautiful Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Today we're going to be talking about substrates, and so what I have done here is I have different types of substrates that I want to focus on. So the three most common types of substrates that you will usually have in the aquarium hobby is sand, gravel, and aqua soil if you're into the freshwater aquariums. Now, sand is the most common type of substrate that you will find in the aquarium hobby, and that's because it's both good for marine and freshwater aquariums. It's inexpensive, you can find it in varying colors, and it's carried around at almost every single local fish shop that you will go to. Now, the only disadvantage to sand is that it holds no nutritional value, meaning that you shouldn't only use sand if you're gonna have a freshwater aquarium. You are gonna need to use either root tabs to give the roots some food to have access to, or aqua soil as well. However, sand is really great because it's easy to clean and, like I said, inexpensive and easy to find. Now, next up is gravel. And the great thing about gravel is that it comes in varying sizes. So here I have three different sizes, a small, a medium, and maybe a more coarse gravel. And the nice thing about gravel is that you can get them in a bunch of different colors, a bunch of different sizes, and textures as well. Now, like sand, the problem with gravel is that it also holds no nutritional values. However, both sand and gravel aren't gonna change your water parameters, so they're safe to use in any setup. So if you're gonna use gravel, what you should also be aware of is that it can trap a lot of malm and detritus. So sometimes as your fish produce waste, it can go into the gravel and make its way in. And if you're really not cleaning it well, it'll get trapped in there and it may pollute your tank a little bit more. So it can be a little bit more difficult to clean than sand, for example, because you do have to move it around quite a bit. However, I really like using gravel, especially when I'm trying to get an aquascape to have a lot of depth, because I will use different sizes to kind of fake the illusion of something that is much deeper or bigger than it actually is. Also, what I really like about gravel is that it just adds a lot of really miniature details to the overall aesthetic of your setup. Last but not least is aqua soil. Now, aqua soil by far is the most expensive substrate out there. And the reason being is because it's compacted volcanic soil that is used to grow aquarium plants, freshwater plants for that. Now, the great thing is with aqua soil, it'll really ensure that your plants grow healthy and well. The only issue with aqua soil is that it will introduce an ammonia spike when you first introduce it to your aquarium. So we always recommend that you allow your aquarium to get more stabilized before you start adding fish, just because of the ammonia spike. Otherwise, you'll be doing water changes all the time. Also, aqua soil is quite light, meaning that if you disturb the water too hard, the aqua soil could actually lift up and then spread out to other areas where you don't want it to be. One of the worst things that you can do is when you have sand and gravel and you have all these details, and then you accidentally put too much movement into the water, your aqua soil kicks up, and now it's all over your sand. However, one trick that I will let you know about is that aqua soil is actually magnetic, meaning that if you do have a strong enough magnet, you can actually push it through your sand and it'll pick up the aqua soil without actually picking up the sand, and you can remove it that way as well. Otherwise, you'll be picking at it for a long time. Now, these three different types of substrates, again, are available almost anywhere. The main thing that I want to encourage everyone is to just make sure that you use what you like. If you want to go with sand and root tabs, go for it. If you want to just use gravel or you want to mix the two to add more detail, do it. Even if you want to go out and grab colored gravel, that's totally fine. Just be aware that if you're going to use colored gravel, some of those paints and all the little markings could actually dissolve into the water column. But again, the idea is for you to use what you actually want to use. Now, just a reminder that with aqua soil, you do want to make sure that you give your tank time for it to settle and be balanced before you again add fish or any livestock to it, because the ammonia spike could actually harm them. So these are the three most common substrates that you can use in the aquarium hobby. Go ahead and let us know in the comments below which one you prefer to use, or perhaps you prefer to mix them, and let us know if you have any questions. Otherwise, give us a like and a follow, and we'll see you on the next one.